Hello. Yes. And welcome to the Hangout. This is our guest. I can tell you I'm hot as hell right now. I've only been listening for like 2 seconds. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
You look fantastic.
You look great too, as much as I can see, but I had the preview from before. Wait a second here. I'm going to have to break character. I'm going to have to break character. I can't do it.
No worries.
Can I take some of this off? Oh my God. I need glasses. You want to see how funny this will be? I promise we'll get to this intro in a second. I don't even think the mask is going to work, but you get the whole thing. I wore a mask for a second. How about that? Ready?
Yes,
oh, there we go.
it
Much
counts.
better.
It counts.
I know, right? I have my teeth. Horrible. So let's get the intro. Let's get the intro in well. I only have one of my earpieces. Oh well, I can still hear you. You can still hear me, right? All right, good. Let's do it. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our guest. The computer doesn't work either because I can't feel my hand. I know we're starting off a little bit weird, but don't worry. This will get back on track. All right. So let's do this. Hello, everyone. My name is Paige, and welcome to the Hangout episode 83. We are joined tonight by a very, very, very special guest. How many times did I say very? Hopefully I said it a couple times. But a very special guest. Tonight we have fellow community member, collector, and ray of positivity, Coquette Minis. Welcome. Everyone, please show your love.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Paige. Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Good to see you. Yeah, sweating. I'm going to take this off before anybody says that there's some kind of like demonic thing that goes along with that. How's everyone doing tonight? Good. How are you doing, Minis? Good.
Good. I'm very excited to be dressed up. Haven't dressed up in years because of the old glasses, but it's really fun. Thanks for doing this with me. I'm all about Halloween, so I really enjoy this, and I get to hang out with you on Halloween. It's the best.
I wish that no, it's not Flavor Flav clock. I wish that I could keep this on. I really do, but I at least showed
No
up,
worries.
Right?
No worries. You look fantastic.
You look great too, and it's nice to
you.
finally get to see you. I know we get to see you most of the time when you are just online, and like I said, always being positive. Really quick before we start, I want to make sure that I put your stuff up to everyone. Again, our special guest for this Halloween special tonight, episode 83, is Coquette Minis. If you are looking to find any of her brilliant work or rays of positivity, you can check her out at IG Coquette Minis. Any other places that you want to plug?
No, that's pretty much. I can only handle so much social media. I'm an old person, so it's a lot for me.
Yeah, sometimes it is, man. I have to start learning how to take it in doses because it's after a while it just gets a little bit too much. How are you doing tonight? You're not trick-or-treating?
No trick-or-treating for me. I kind of get my treats through dolls and things.
Yeah. So really quick before we start, I wanted to ask you, since it is Halloween, favorite Halloween movie?
Well, my favorite kind of scary movie of all time has got to be Shadow of the Vampire. And yeah, I love that. I love it. And then I love Bram Stoker's Dracula. Love that a lot too. I really want Metzger to make a figure of that.
Oh yeah, that would be good. The Gary Oldman one, that version?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They can make a bunch
I was
of money.
thinking how I could make a wig for. I was wondering if I could make a little wig for this guy.
Yeah, I've seen some people they like have customizers and stuff like that. They're like really good
Hmm.
sculptors, and they just have them put like a wig on and everything. So really quick, let's go through the chat just to see who all here because everyone knows that you're here, and that's who they're here for. So Fractured English, so you can't wait. James Jordan says hello. Hey, Jordan.
Everybody.
Oh, starting you off right. They know. See, they know.
And I really was hoping to have a bunch of tangerines around, but I couldn't get any.
Yeah, I was trying to do this on my computer, and I was like, "There's no way that I can actually get a tangerine because it doesn't let you do it on here." So, but people all showed up. Appreciate you guys showing up. We are actually going to get to the show here in just a second. Do some quick news and notes if that's okay with you, Minis, because there was some stuff that happened today, and then we'll start going with you. I'll try to keep it
Yeah,
very
I need the
quick.
news. I don't know what happened today.
Oh, you're very lucky. Oh, you mean the good news? Good news, yeah, positive stuff. Really quick. So let's do a quick screen share because some of the stuff is actually very cool. You two look great. Thank you. Hopefully everyone else dressed up too as well. Because I know Corey told me that he wasn't going to wear anything. I was like, it's good you're not on tonight. You can take a
I
guess
came
which
up
Corey that would be.
I came up with a really good costume at the last minute,
Mhm.
wrapping myself in green screen tape and then just having glasses.
You'd be the invisible woman.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump over here really quick. So hopefully I don't jack this up because we already did our little mini show where I jacked that up, right? So today in the news. So, if you were offline today, really quick, the death brokers, those are Black Skulls death brokers, actually, those actually got shipping today. A couple people actually got shipping notification. Those are going to be coming out of, correct me, minis, Fife?
Which
Yeah,
ones?
Fife.
Yes, Fife. Yes, I'm very
Yes,
excited.
yes. So we
Fife,
got the Black
Friends with
Skull.
Wife. Although I really like
Yeah,
Fifi.
I do too, and I keep doing it, but every time I always see you comment, I'm like, I gotta remember to start saying that right. And then also we have the Addictus Doom Magical Enhancement Kit. Now, some people have already been getting that, but most of us common folk are starting to get that notification as well. Real quick, this, of course, is Robert Ortiz. He is in the collectors group. He showed us this last week, but just as a refresher for everyone, Jason actually saw this eagle eye that he had. And with your kit, you're going to notice that they're going to actually give you this little extra amulet. It has the eyeball on it now. From what I understand, the chain does not move, but it's a nice little, I guess, giveaway for, I guess, maybe just a little bit of wait time that we had to go through. I also saw this was actually shipping out as well today. This is the Theodore side cutter t-shirt. Now, I've only seen one or two people say that they got the shipping notification, so that is not super confirmed. It's just, I would say, halfway confirmed. And then, I don't know if you saw this, Minis. You said you weren't on today, but da, 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 Death Dealer actually moved into the shipping now. That doesn't mean that it's actually shipping. I haven't seen anybody receive their notification, but this is a good indication because this is HK Hobby Mart. This is overseas. They actually got their Death Dealers in for theirs. So that's a good indication we should be getting something pretty soon, maybe the next week, maybe the next 2 weeks. But looks like a huge box. Huge.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Okay. You did order it, right? Or did you get it or no?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. I saw this too, so I thought
Skulls. I'm
about you.
all about skulls.
Oh yeah, those dead ones like they're sitting there. I wish I had a picture of that. I didn't put that in there. But yeah, I know what you mean. I was looking at this box. Tell me what you think. I thought originally they maybe had plans to put a horse in here because it's so big. Look how big the box is.
It really was big. I was wondering if it was a 10. It's hard for me to see. I can't see
Oh,
so good,
do I
but
need to zoom in?
yeah,
Is that better? Can you see that?
yeah. It's a box, right? I was wondering if it was a 10, but it's a box.
No, just a regular box, but they did a really
It's
good job
huge.
comparing it. I know, yeah. And then I thought about you when I saw this, the 5 points Mothra. I was like, oh, that's coming out too. So we got that. really quick. So that's your just quick news and notes. Really quick, I know I was talking to you earlier, and I wanted to start off the show this way. You have a very elaborate setup in the back, so I wanted to see if you wanted to do show and tell first. What
Well,
are you messing around with right now?
well, I kind of well, as you know, I collect Mezco, and pretty much for action figures, Mezco, and I love Moss. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that one, and I have him in all kinds of forms, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also like to keep him as Cthulhu, as a Cthulhu,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have a bunch of stuff kind of laid out on my desk here, and then I also have my Blythe dolls. That's the other thing that I really collect are these Blythe dolls. So I have a few of those set up here, and some special uh, Japanese dolls. If anybody wants to see that, but I don't know.
Oh, I
I
do. I
kind of
want to
have
see.
them all here just to like if it's part of the story or the show or something, I could like show while I was speaking.
Now, which one's that? The one that you just held up? I saw
This is an old Mezco. He's a 9 inch, and he was a con exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like something where I was collecting Mezco before I knew about Mezco.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out because I kind of just buy whatever I liked, you know, before I
Mm-hmm.
really got into Mezco. And
Right.
I had seen this guy on eBay, and I was like, must have. I mean, look at that. He's doesn't move that much, but he's so cool. He even has a tattoo of the bride, and he's kind of like this translucent green. He's very
So you
cool.
can actually get light through them too? Like
Yeah,
if you put light?
yeah, he's a little. He can get a little glowy. He's not super translucent, but he's definitely translucent. And
Uh-oh.
yeah.
I think somebody said the mic. Paige, I think somebody said the microphone. I saw something about the microphone. Maybe not.
Is that
So
me?
disregard. I think. I'm not too sure. I saw something in the mic, but don't worry about that. So what did the back of the jacket say? I know you. I know I saw something on there. I know you said I
The
touched it,
back
but
of the jacket says Electrician Union, Local 1931.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa! You know what? Doesn't that seem like
So
it comes
he's a
full
union
circle?
guy.
Yeah. Holy crap! And when was what?
Yeah.
You said it was a comic exclusive. What year was that?
Uh, I can't remember. I want to say 2009, 2004, something like that. And I didn't pick
Wow.
him up there. I got him on eBay like way later. But I
Yeah,
love
but still.
Frankenstein and Nosferatu. They're my dudes. And they're always
Yeah,
good guys. Like
I keep hoping that they'll
I
do
keep my
some kind of like
Frankenstein like this.
Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of your pictures and stuff like that. I was like, okay,
yeah,
I like we'll get to it because I want to showcase it, but I love the one where it's like doing the Saturday Night Fever one, the
yeah.
Nosferatu one.
So this is on the John Wick body. I got it
Hmm.
specifically so Frankie could have a suit. I love
Nice.
suits.
Oh, so did you get the Death Brokers in since they're in suits or no?
I definitely got the Death Broker. So skulls, I love.
Mm,
I call myself a skullaholic, and I
mm,
love all kinds of skulls. And but they have to be good looking skulls, not so much scary skulls.
yeah.
My little thing is cute scary, like scary cute. Um, that's what I'm into. So even though I like horror and scary skulls, people think, you know, but it's more the cute version of everything. And I think it's because when I was little, I loved horror movies, even as a little kid. And where I
Hmm.
grew up, there was a show called Creature Features that would come out Friday and Saturday nights. And
Yeah.
starting around 8 years old, my mom was so cool. She would let me stay up and watch creature features every night, but I would get
Hmm.
really scared. And sometimes
Yeah.
I have to sleep with her. Sometimes I would go sleep in my bed. But I think I would then like grab all my Hello Kitty stuff, and so I think I started merging like cute and horror at the same time, just to sort of
Mm.
like be able to go to sleep. But I loved it. I loved it.
There's a line, and I don't know if you showed it or if it's the one that you showed earlier, but I think like Bratz, don't they have like a Halloween themed kind of like line as well,
There's
or is it?
it's a Monster High, and
That's
that's
it.
something that, yeah, I just got this in. They have Mattel does it's called Skelectors,
Hmm.
and it's all Monster High, which has like Frankenstein and Dracula and stuff like that. Well, they just came out with the Bride of Frankenstein, and it's
Holy crap.
Frankie
And Bride.
and Bride,
Wow.
and I have a few different ones that they've done of these. This one I'm going to have to break out of the box because there's no way I can't like not play with those. I want to
Yeah.
dress them up really bad. That's the thing I
Yeah.
like is I like dressing them up. I think I live vicariously through my dolls, dressing them up. Ever since I
Hmm.
got hardcore into collecting dolls and figures, like just before the pandemic and through the pandemic, it's like I stopped buying clothes for myself and I just spend all the money buying clothes for the dolls.
Now, so when you were a kid, obviously, like everybody else, we collect toys. And so when you were a kid, do you remember when you actually stopped collecting, or have you been a collector the whole time?
Oh no, when I was a kid, I had like Barbies and lots of board games, like
Hmm.
Smeths and stuff like that. Um, but my mom, as soon as I stopped, I guess, like playing or touching with my dolls, she would donate them to needy kids. So
Hmm.
all my Barbies, how I wish I had those Barbies, because that would be fantastic. But all of those are gone. And
Oh,
as a kid and growing up, I just have always like bought things that I like, and I've always liked toys and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I was in college, I was working at a big department store,
hmm,
and for a while. And originally, I would be a floater where you float from different departments.
yeah,
And one year, it was the 80s. I got to work in the toy department. That was awesome. But I
yeah.
found this Barbie. It was Billy Boy Barbie, Feeling Groovy. And it's the
Hmm.
first time I had ever seen a Barbie that sort of looked like me, like dark hair. And she was really cool. She had a really awesome outfit. She had a passport. She traveled to Tokyo, Paris. I
Hmm.
loved it. I loved everything about it. And with my discount and everything, that doll probably cost me like $6.
Yeah,
And
oh
I broke that
God.
doll out, and my friends that will be watching that, like I went to college, was they know like that kind of started the whole collecting thing, but it was like a slow ramp up to collecting because I got that Barbie, and around the corner from where I lived in at college, there was a store that carried Japanese toys, and they
Hmm.
had a Godzilla. I still have that Godzilla. I still have the Barbie too, but she's like packed away. But I got a Godzilla, all these little Japanese toys, and I got really into it. And then later on, I started to really collect hardcore Barbies, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna save these in the box. They're gonna be worth money, and give them to my daughter, and all these plans. And never had a daughter.
Oh,
They don't. They're worth a little bit of money, but not that much money. Because at
right.
that point, I think everybody got into collecting, so
Yeah.
everybody has these dolls. So they're only worth what somebody will pay for. But I have them all stored up, still in boxes. One day when I have some more space, I'll unbox them. But
Hmm.
that's where I got really hardcore into collecting, and then I discovered like brats and things like that, and then it kind of like petered off. I got married, moved around a lot, so everything was boxed up, and then I had to make some space. So probably about like a year or two before I started getting into Mezco and discovered Mezco, I got rid of so much stuff, like the Brat's car with the FM radio that I wish I didn't get rid of, things like
Yeah.
that. I got rid of all those things. And then lo and behold, I wanted a Spock. I really wanted a Spock, but I wanted a really good looking Spock. So I went searching everywhere for a really good looking Spock. And I found the Mezco Spock. I found this guy on Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I
Is
got
that?
this guy in my hand,
Hmm.
I was like, holy smokes, who makes
Oh
toys like
yeah.
this? I thought I thought the brand was 112. I knew
Oh yeah.
nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
When I got him, I decided I needed Kirk, so I found Kirk on eBay. And
Hmm.
then that was like I want to say that was like yeah, that was like April 2019. I took my first photo October 2019, and then DesignerCon 2019, which is November. I
Hmm.
ran across the photos of the Pink Skull Chaos Club, and I
Hmm.
was like, "What is that? I need that." And I was like, "How much?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And then asked the hubby, and he was like, "Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it was skulls, it was pink, they had Converse." I was like,
Hmm.
"This is so me." And I got on the wait list. I thought I didn't know how anything worked. I ordered that, and I PO'd the 5 Points Adams family. Those were my
Hmm.
first direct purchases from Mezco. And my wait list converted like a month later, and I got the
Wow.
Pink
So
Skull
you
Chaos
got
Club.
in. You didn't have to pay aftermarket then.
No,
Thank
I
God.
didn't even know how it worked. I got nervous because I didn't know, so I did
Hmm.
order one single pink skull from eBay for like $105. It came with
Wow. Even that
accessories and
now.
things. Yeah,
Yeah. Even that now.
and so I've ended up with four of those, but like one of them I keep as a Frankie here. Um, yeah, and then so I did that, and I thought like they're very expensive, but they're so cool. And then yeah, it was like June 2020 when this was announced,
Oh
Nosferatu.
yeah. Yeah.
And I
I
had
love
been
them.
looking for a Nosferatu, and I had seen the sideshow one, but it's like
Hmm.
1/6 scale, and I have a sideshow Frankenstein, and he's just like really big by comparison. So
Yeah.
this is the
Wow.
sideshow
Jeez.
Frankenstein. So I had seen the Nosferatu, but when I saw this guy, I was like, yes, all the yeses. And this was when I didn't know anything about drop times or anything, and Mezco had announced that the next day they were going to drop this. I literally stayed up all night so I wouldn't be asleep because New York is 3 hours ahead of me. So I just
Oh.
stayed up and
Yeah.
kept waiting and refreshing until this guy dropped, and I got him, and I was so happy. And basically, after this guy, it just kind of blew up. I mean, I love him so much, so much.
So you were kind of like you did the midnight release before we really had a midnight release.
Well, I had no idea. Like, was it gonna drop at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m.? I
Yeah.
had no idea. They didn't say. They didn't say on Instagram what time. They just said tomorrow, and I wasn't hit to the 1 p.m. at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I even made a stories about it, saying like, "Why don't you tell people what time?"
You're like, damn it, you guys. Like you gotta get in the
But yeah,
club. You gotta be part of the club. Okay, I see
yeah.
where somebody said it. Somebody like they said there's a little static from your mic. I'm not trying to cut you off or anything, but maybe we can do a sound check really quick because they said that there's a little bit of static. I'm not too
Okay.
sure. Maybe if Do you have your iPad volume down? Maybe that's the feedback. I'm not too
I
sure.
have the iPad down, but I had a little fan going. Is this better? I turned it off.
There's still a little static, just a little bit,
I
but
have I have my AirPods in.
try it now.
I guess I
Testing
could.
one, two, three.
Let me turn
Perfect.
off the iPad.
Oh
Is that
well,
better?
it just does it a little bit. It's okay. We'll grow through
I, I could turn the iPad off. I can't. When I look down, it looks dumb, and I can't really see anyway.
it. It's okay. We'll just roll
I
through it.
turned the
It's fine.
iPad off now, so hopefully that's better.
I don't know.
Is that
Maybe
better?
it's a little bit, but it's not anything bad. Nothing bad at all. So Boba wanted to know really quick what you thought of
Boba!
Theodore. Yeah,
Hi,
Boba.
Boba Check.
Good guy, good guy. But he wanted to know what you thought about Theodore Shotcutter. What do you think? Thoughts?
Oh,
Quick.
I'm
What do you think?
so excited. So very excited. A,
Mm-hmm.
because horror and it's cool horror, different. That's one thing I love about Rumble Society is that because it's their own IP, there isn't all this like back history because I don't, I'm not really into comics and superheroes and stuff. And I feel like when I get those, even Batman,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm so kind of stifled by it a little bit. But like
Yeah.
with all the Rumble Society, they can be whoever I want. And for me, they're all good guys. Like I've teased with Bobachek that like I have no bad guys. I only have good guys. But
Yep.
they're all good guys to me. Even all the
Exactly.
horror characters, even Freddy Krueger, good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Myers, good guy. Um, and they all like to hang out and have fun. And so this is really exciting because he's just the groundskeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be somebody that lives in uh, um, the estate,
Yep.
and Gangrene Estate. And there's going to be all kinds of characters, I hope, because they like formally announced that it's a new line. That's something they haven't said before,
Mm-hmm.
that it's a new line.
Right.
So that's very exciting to me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to because they gave us like little clues all around. They had the headstones, and so those could possibly be characters. And then also the comic book. I'm pretty sure that's gonna just, they'll
Yeah.
throw the coming soon or,
Mm-hmm.
teasers all through that kind of stuff that's always in that reading material. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with this. I know Silent Screamers, it would have been cool to get some of those things from that line, but uh, I'm really looking forward to that. I think they can really go far with that. Corey, one of the two Corys, wanted to know what's your favorite Gomez?
Well, my favorite Gomez for sentimental reasons is Secret Agent Gomez,
Hmm.
because that was like one that I won initially with Mezco, and it was like the New York Con. I think it was the 2020 New York Con, and you had to dress as Gomez, and
Yeah,
it
you
was
won.
only
I remember that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
little.
and
Hmm.
yeah, and it was only recent, like a little before that, when they did the Golden Dragon drop. That was my
Hmm.
first Gomez, and I really hate bugs. Like I'm so not a fan of bugs.
Oh, yep, yeah.
Cockroaches,
Hmm.
no. And so I got Golden Dragon because he kind of reminded me of the Bruce Lee suit, and I love kung fu movies growing up. I mean, I still love them, but I was a maniac growing up with the kung fu movies, and so I definitely got that in samurai movies. And so I got that, and when I got that roach in my hand,
Hmm.
I fell in love. Like I literally fell in love with a roach. And I was like, how's that possible? And that's when I started trying to get like I got the gold head Gomez and you know street Gomez. I started trying to get all these grails and catch up because I had not paid attention to them. And I managed to get Lone Roach,
Hmm.
but it was that Golden Dragon that really made me fall in love. But uh, Agent Gomez is definitely my favorite for sentimental reasons. And currently, my favorite iteration of Gomez is this guy that I put together, my DJ Gomez
I
with the
know. Thank you so much for sending that record player. Oh, I still have it. You when you
Yeah,
sent me the record player, I was like,
yeah,
oh, this is so good.
the Technics. Yeah, those are really cool. But this guy is my favorite, Little Gomez at the moment. He's just so dang cool. Um,
And you piece that together like with stuff off of eBay or?
no, this is a Pink Skull Cast Club, the gig from hell.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in the leather pants. So he's just
Right.
that body, and then he's got the oh oh yeah, he's got the chain from
Uh-huh.
Eddie. Got Eddie's chain. He's got one of the gig from hell's uh, chain with the pendant, and this is a golden dragon head sculpt, and it just went well with the gold. And he's just too fabulous. He's just too cool. And
Yeah,
he's
he
got his
is
little
really good.
DJ set up.
Now, what I think is also really cool is obviously I did a little cyber stalking before, but I'm always looking at your stuff anyway. But you have a lot of stuff that you collect, and it's always cool to see people who collect different lines. I mean, yeah, you have a lot of Mezco stuff, but I like this shot right here. I wanted to show you a
Yeah,
cool
that
little
was the
shot too.
after party. That was the after party after the 2020 con.
Wow. You put out more
And
figures than
that's
I have.
I call that place the Gamma Pad. That's where Spock and Kirk hang out, and they have friends
I
over.
I saw like right here. They're down here. I wish I could
Yeah,
zoom in. Can I? Right there.
yeah. And that bar is a Star Trek bar. I won that, and
Whoa.
from Mod Pod Minis. And when she found out I was
Here?
gonna have Spock, yeah, that one there. It's hard to
Hmm.
see, but it's got the Star Trek logo on it. And when she heard that I was going to use it with Spock and Kirk, she totally decked it out and made it all Star Trek. And it's a totally like mid-century modern bar, and it lights up and everything. It's really awesome.
And who gave it to you again?
Mod Pod Minis.
Mod Pod Minis. And so your name, Coquette Minis, is that like is it like a group of you like minis and
No, so I've been Creative Coquette online since like 2006.
hmm
It's just always been who I am online. And so when I discovered or rediscovered, because Blythe Dolls, because I'd seen the book about them in like 2000, 2001 and fell in love with her. And then
hmm
when I got onto Instagram, eventually I started following one of my favorite artists, Mab Graves. And then she has a really amazing community. We're called Mablings. And I've
hmm
discovered so many artists and doll people and miniature people through that community. And I rediscovered Blythe's. And I got my first Blythe, which is Wendy here. And this is her in her Halloween get up.
Oh, okay.
And
Let me make sure I can find her.
she was my first one. And I started posting her on my personal page, but
Hmm
that's mostly about vegan food and art. And people were
hmm
like, "What are these dolls?" Nobody was interested.
The
And I was
mix. They're
like,
like,
"I need, yeah, I was like, I need a separate page because I had posted little photos here and there of my dolls and my collections, photos here and there."
yeah.
And so I decided Wendy here, she's like my mini me. She deserved
hmm
her own page. So initially I created a page called Wendy Weisenheimer, which is her name. But everybody
hmm
started calling me Wendy. And I'm like, no,
They
my
can.
name's not Wendy. It just became a problem. And then
Hmm
she decided to get some sisters and some friends. And then I was doing more Mezco. And so I just called it Coquette Minis to differentiate and so that people would know that my name wasn't Wendy. Um,
hmm
yeah, because I cover, this is my page, which I love. So I only follow like toy and miniature accounts
hmm
through this page. And it keeps my feed really happy.
Yeah. I've learned that you gotta kind of. That's why I created the toy page that kind of separate it because I had friends too. They were like, What are you doing? Are you
Yeah.
selling this stuff? Are you plugging it?" I'm like, "No, it's just something I enjoy." And then it gets to a point where like you're talking with people and they're like, "So how are those dolls going?" And I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll separate the two and I'll be the toy nerd over here, and then I'll do something else so I don't have to deal with it." But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. So you have this line that you collect, and you have the 112 line. I hate to make people choose, but what's your favorite thing to collect? Is it just all of them? Is it a mixture of the two,
I basically collect what I love, and if I had ultimate budget and ultimate space, I'd probably
or
collect everything.
yeah, I think we all would.
I'm a
Yeah.
collector at heart, it turns out. I like to collect art. I collect some like static kind of figures, and but I've had to limit myself. So once I
Hmm.
discovered Mezco, I've tried to order other things. Like I'll do, like I ordered her because she's probably the best looking bride I've seen so far in 112.
Hmm.
But every time I get a figure like this, I just want her to be a Mezco. I'm sorry. Because I just think like she would be so much cooler. They would do such a great job. And I really want them and hope they make one because I really need her. I really need her.
Yeah.
So I've limited myself action figure wise to Mezco. And then I love dolls and I love these Blythes, and I got into buying like customized ones because what people do is Wendy, she's just a fake one from AliExpress because when I started, I'm $23 was a good entry point,
Yeah.
but artists, there are some very talented artists out there, and what they do is they take the dolls, stock ones, or which are like $200, or some of the fake ones, and they customize them to things
Hmm.
like this. This one is by Spooky Kids Workshop. This is Romero, and he's a zombie vampire. But they carve the face into the shape and they sculpt it, and they change the eyes because they have like these pulls where you pull it, and then it'll change the eyes.
Oh wow! Look
So
at that.
yeah.
Oh,
So
it's like
they
a.
give them.
It's like
They
a.
don't come with these sleepy eyes, but they make them the sleepy eyes, and then you pull and they change. So
Hmm.
they do the eyes, they carve. This is a hair that she's done, and then there's talented people like H of Murdoch, House of Murdoch, who knitted this sweater, and he's got this amazing helmet. And this one's like one of the two boys that I have, Blythe dolls. But this artistry, I would love to do something like this someday. I'm not
Hmm.
quite there yet. Um, but this artistry and some of my other dolls is just amazing. And so I think it's the artistry, both with the Blythe dolls, the customized ones, and with
Hmm.
Mezco. That's what attracts me to that. And I really love changing the clothes. I love dressing them up. Like I never had kids, and I think if I had had kids, I would have dressed them up. My cats, they don't want to be dressed up, so I have dolls
Yeah.
now that will let me dress them up. They
Yeah.
don't say anything.
Yeah. I got
And so,
I got Oscar. I cut two. Oh well, and cut two holes, and we tried to make him a ghost, and he was just like, "Nah, man, I'm not having this." They don't.
yeah,
They're like, "Dude, I'm not your doll. Stop."
yeah. If I swear, if I had a little dog, I would like totally dress it up. But I think the hubby would be complaining about that.
Yeah, it's like, leave it alone, leave
But
it
yeah,
alone.
and that's one thing I wish Mezco made it easier to change their clothes because I would like Vapor is fun and Eddie
Hmm.
is fun for that reason, and because you can really change their outfits. And
Yeah.
That's one thing I wish Mezco would do more is more of those packs, accessory packs, like just stuff in miniatures and the heads, the rats. I
Yeah.
can't have enough rats or pigeons or
Yeah.
hopefully crows. Can't
Yeah.
have enough of that. You need a lot of them, and they make them so well. And compared to what you would pay elsewhere, I mean, people complain about the prices of those packs, but those packs are really well priced. The shipping is crazy, but the packs
Yeah.
are really well priced. Even with the shipping, it's still better than I've tried to buy some, parted out pieces. It's way more
Yeah.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I usually spend what I would spend for a whole pack for one or two items. Like, and
Hmm.
sometimes you just want one or two of the little items. I
Yeah.
get it, but when I'm spending, I think what did I buy the other day? It was one of the crates from the Pink Skull Give from Hell set. So I bought the crate, and guy, I got one for I think it was $25, and one was like $20. I
Yeah.
know that's not in a pack, but like sometimes these packs that they sell, they're 35, $40, and it's like, geez, I could have. Or people they'll part out stuff and they'll sell coats or hats and stuff like that, and it's almost the same
Hmm.
amount. But you're right,
Yeah.
the shipping, I know they don't have any control over that, but the shipping just it's been crazy. No matter where you get stuff from, I'm half expecting Amazon one day to just say, okay, guess what? We're going to get rid of free shipping and we're going to have to start
Hmm.
charging for it because I don't know how they get
Well, I
away with
mean, they charge so much for Prime anyway, just to be a member to get that shipping. I make sure to use it.
it.
And they
Yeah,
don't always come through with that
yeah,
1 day shipping or 2 day shipping.
yeah. I've noticed that lately. I
Hmm.
didn't mention this in the beginning, but I'll mention it now because I remember I talked to you about this in the pre-show. But since we have a special guest tonight, and everyone is kind of familiar with tap-in. If you're not familiar with tap-in is where you'll see a banner that goes across the bottom of the screen. And usually what I do is I'll take the first 5 to 10, depending on how I feel. I'll take those people and I will put you in for the giveaway. I'm not too sure when the giveaway is going to be this time because I'm still working on a couple of things. And also, especially for you, Coca, I am going to be mailing out packages tomorrow. I know there's a couple of people like, dude, where's my stuff? Haven't had time, had a couple things happen, was repairing the roof, still doing that. And so I will have all that stuff out to you guys tomorrow. Yes, give screen time, screen time. Closer, closer so we can see. We want to see, see, see. Oh,
So, Doc Knock head
mm-hmm.
on one of the
Mm,
Halloween little guys, trick or treaters from Halloween season of the witch, I think.
yeah.
And it's
And then
got
Gotham
the
by
little,
the Joker hat.
yeah, the Joker hat, the Doc Knock skull, favorite head sculpt for
Yeah.
sure.
They could
And
package those and make those. We can make
yeah,
money off
I
of
wish
that.
they would. They really need to. I need
Yeah, they do.
and in this colorway, because I need like 100 of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they did like like a maybe a 5 or 10 pack or something like that. But
Yeah, they usually do like 12 packs or something. I would love that because
yeah.
I put them on the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my favorite. I don't
Yeah, I
have
know,
enough.
man. I love the Victorian, the stuff that they're doing, the Gothic, and then this other stuff that they're doing. The kind of like a horror feel. But really quick.
Sorry.
So again, no worries, because this is special. It's for you. So there is tap in again. That's going to be for the it's entries that you're going to be able to earn for the giveaways. Do a lot of giveaways here. It's mainly stuff that I build. Eventually, we're going to work on something where it's figures or accessories or something like that. But what's going to happen? This is a test. Don't do it right now, but you are going to see this during the show. Oh, can you see it? No.
Yeah.
It says
Oh,
Tangerine Tap-In. It's in
tangerine
honor of
tap
you.
in.
Yes, it's in honor of you. So once you see this during the show, I will take the first like 5 or 10 people. Like I said, this depends on how I feel. I'll take your names, and that will be your entry for the giveaway when it is announced. I'll make sure I put that up. But I wanted to explain the rules because sometimes some people have questions about it. So again, this is a test Tangerine Tap-In. But when you see it again, make sure you just type in tap in, and then you'll be entered in. And I'll show you when it opens, and I'll show you when it closes. Now we can continue. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew. All right.
That's
So
awesome.
it
Yes,
is
I'm
just
obsessed with the tangerine.
yes,
She needs
it's
to
all for
drop
you.
already.
She does. I keep thinking like the last time we had a con, I kept thinking to myself, I was like, oh man, I really wish they would check like even a tease, like if it was like a quick tease, like, oh, she's coming or something like that. I know we've gotten like little teases, but I keep rooting for you.
I know. I really need her. Really need Rebel Society female figures, female figures in general.
Yeah.
But I would love some Rebel Society ones, and I love everything about Tangerine. I mean, she's mod. I love mid-century mod.
Mm-hmm.
She's like 007, spy girl. That's really
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Her proportions
Foxy
look good.
Cleopatra
Not
vibe.
super, yeah, Foxy Cleopatra, Foxy Brown. Love it. I'm here for it. Want it. I want her to have all the outfits. Um, she needs all the outfits. She needs lots of accessories.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
can't wait. I really cannot wait. Like I'm dying. Like I just like if it drops, everybody needs to like send me tangerine emojis because I need to know if I'm not aware.
I know I'm like rooting for you so much, but I think that they kind of put it off just so they can improve the female body. I think we'll get a kind of preview of it when we get like Sue Storm or when we get Ghost Spider. I think we'll have a little bit better idea, but I'll be honest with you. I think I said this a long time ago too. I was like, I wouldn't mind if they didn't make any female characters until they improved the body because the bodies that they had, of course, they were first generation, but a lot of them would break and a lot of them didn't really show like the flexibility because most of the comic or female characters are all pretty agile, and you can't take one of the legs and go one way and it breaks, and you know what I mean. So I'm hoping that they put that on a newer body, a little bit more well proportioned, because like you said, she looks like she's very voluptuous, of course. But yeah, I'm hoping that they put all that together, and then that way they can push it out, and it can be something that they can move on for the future too. So,
Yeah, I only have two female mezcos, and that's Harley Quinn. That's from the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, and I
hmm
have the purple Catwoman. I didn't get the black
mm.
one. I got the purple one. Um, just because she's not really the Catwoman I want, so I
hmm
decided to go nostalgic with that and go purple. Um, I really want like 1966, TV
like,
Catwoman. I want both Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt.
hmm
And if I only have
oh
one, I
yeah,
want Eartha Kitt. I want both of those Catwomen.
yeah, I'd love
Those are
Eartha
those are the
Kitt.
ones I want because
Yeah,
that's my
they could.
Batman too.
Yeah, they could even do it where they just did like an interchangeable head, like it's an
Yeah,
additional head. I
seriously.
don't. Yeah,
Hands and heads. Well, no, the hands are gloved, right? So yeah, so just the head.
yeah,
I'd be
it
down
would
for
work
that.
out
I mean, I
perfect. But
have I have I have this one. I also have the Julie Newmar one of this um,
oh, the
Eartha Kitt
McFarlane
one.
one, is that the McFarlane
Yeah,
one? Yeah.
I think so. Um, and she's cool and all, but she's no Mezco. Sorry, girl. But she's
So
very good looking. She's
she
decent
is,
looking.
man. Oh
But
man,
the movement is just it's just not there.
a little
She
stiff.
needs to be agile.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I was saying. Like with Mezco, like I said, all that stuff was first generation, so I'm hoping they just kind of improve. I keep thinking that maybe this seamless body is maybe that the way they're gonna go if they don't do like a version 2.0. I think that's maybe where they're trying to go, but you never know.
I know those
So
those seamless bodies kind of creep me out, but
yeah, well, it's because
but I
guys are
haven't
messing
seen
around. They're
Mezco's
more
version
curvy.
yet, so
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some. I actually picked up some of those. They're smaller. I know you've
the
probably seen them.
fishy.
They're like, yeah, the little fleecing ones are
Hmm.
they're the little naked girls, but they give them like little tube tops. I got them because
Hmm.
I wanted to have background pieces for like Conan and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because
they're
Frazetta,
perfect for that.
yeah. And so I was like, oh crap. But I gotta find or make it myself. Like cloths and stuff like that or gowns. I
Hmm.
actually picked up a Princess Leia, the one that where she's on Endor, because she has like a maiden kind of like look to it. so I
Right.
picked that one up. But it's I'm hoping with the way everything is expanding, some of these customizers goes, you know what? Oh, Conan's hot right now. Let's make some, different stuff like High Labs did with their stuff that they had. So
Yeah,
I
their
want
stuff
to
is
see
really
how.
great.
Mm. So with Mezco, what is your absolute favorite? I know you said Nas, probably, right?
Yeah,
Nas.
definitely. This guy, Dream Guy,
Yeah.
I love him. He's so cool.
Did you
He's
pick
really
up the
cool.
Symphony of Horror one, or was
Oh
it?
yeah, I got this time around when Symphony of Horror came out. Oh boy, I was refreshing nonstop for an hour at midnight,
uh, mm-hmm.
and my my husband came in and he was like trying to tell me something really nice, and I was like, I can't go away. I'm busy.
I'm focusing right now. Leave me.
I'm focused. I had like the iPad going, the phone going, I had everything going, and I was refreshing everywhere like a mad woman nonstop till like an hour later it finally let me through, and I picked this guy up, and I just got him this little horsey because Boba
Mm-hmm.
Chuck. I was trying not to buy this horse, but I saw Boba Chuck's photos, and I'm like, oh yeah, Nas, he needs his little horsey. So I got him this recently. And with this guy, I was smart and I bought two straight off the bat. I don't usually buy doubles, especially in the
Mm-hmm.
past. But with this guy, I bought two because I learned my lesson after buying only one Nosferatu and having to buy them later. But thanks to some really awesome toy collectors in the community. I really love that about the community. I was able to get a backup NOS that I literally keep in the tin so I can grab it if I have a
Yep.
chance in case of fire type of situation, which hopefully never happens. But because I just play with him so much that I started to get worried that, you know, something might happen.
So if there was a fire, I hate even doing that scenario. I used to do it a couple times, and then I don't know if you saw it, but there was a guy he posted that he
Yeah,
lost, and I felt so bad for him,
yeah.
man. He like, ugh, God. But so if let's just say if something happened and you had to grab one from your house, would it be Nas?
hmm
And which
Yeah,
version would it be?
like literally, he's in the can, ready to go.
Easy to take. You're like
He's
your
like
husband's like
always like this. He's
your
ready to
husband's like,
go.
no, grab family photos, grab this. You're like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'll
Well,
grab this.
photos digital, grab the cats, the mother in law, and then
You're like, you
Nas.
grab that stuff. I'll grab now. I'll grab. I got two hands now, and I'll grab the other two.
And it's like, haha, only joking, but kind of serious.
Yeah,
Because I think I would be sad to lose my dolls, especially because these dolls are like one of a kind. They
yeah.
don't usually get repeated, the
Hmm.
custom dolls, and they're very expensive. I would be very sad to lose them. Um, I love all of them. I really love this Japanese doll. Uh, it's Be My Baby Cherry, and these dolls are from Japan, hand painted. And this one is Apple. She's a zombie. She's dressed as a witch for Halloween.
Hmm.
Um, I love all those dolls, but when I thought about like everything, my collection, including art and everything, like I literally would make a grab for Nos if I could.
Yeah.
um, because at least, because I know he would make me happy. I have him out. He's with me like all the time. He's always around, and
Hmm.
he just makes me really happy. So even if I lost my old Godzilla stuff, it would make me sad to lose any of it. But if I had Nas, I could power
Hmm.
through.
Yeah, I get. Oh God, I'm trying to think of what somebody. Jason asked me one time. He was like, "Well, what would you grab?" Or you can only take one, and I was like, I don't even know. It's so hard because when you start thinking about it, oh, do I grab the one that's worth money, or do I grab the one I have the most fun with? Or do I just grab the one that I have a double of? So it's gosh, I never know. I hope I'm never put in that position.
Yeah,
When the roof was so we had a hurricane here and the
right.
roof actually started leaking. It's actually kind of funny, but it's right above me, and that's why the shot is so close. So a little bit behind the scenes for you guys, but there's this huge, bad, crappy water stain, and it's almost breaking through up the top because all that water ran through. And so I just had my roof replaced, and then now they're gonna have to do all the interior in here. But the first thing that happened when that started leaking, I went right to the vault and I go, oh, crap, I'm gonna go in there. There's gonna be this big waterfall coming down in the room, and I'm gonna be like, oh God. But I started thinking about that. I was like, what happens? What would I grab? And I couldn't think of one that I would grab. I guess it would just be the one that I could get to the closest. But God, grab the thing that is most difficult to replace. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it would be one of those, like, I guess, grails that you would call them. So I don't know.
Yeah, like I think about Lone Roach. Like I really love Lone Roach. He's like the only Mesco that I've paid ridiculous amount of money for. And
Mhm.
luckily, I then won a White Skull agent on the one of those waffles, and it was my first waffle, and I won the White Skull agent. I already had one,
Oh, lucky
so with the
dog.
help of Vigilante and Villains Anthony, with his help, I was
Yeah.
able to trade that for a Street Gomez, which was another Grail.
Hmm.
So that only in total cost me like $60, with shipping it to the guy and everything, and what I paid on the waffle. So that made up for the ridiculous amount I spent on Lone Roach, because I told my husband, I said, "This is very expensive. It's the only one I'm willing to spend this kind of money for,
Uh-huh.
backtracking, because he's very unique. I love samurais, and he's gray. It's a really cool colorway,
Hmm.
but like I tend to keep him like up there in display in a little acrylic case, and he's there with a couple of gold skulls and his little flag, and I have yet to take a photo of him. I love him so much, but he was so expensive that sometimes I don't want to mess with him,
Yeah.
you know. And I
No,
don't.
I believe I understand. Yeah.
I got him a horse as well, and one day I'll do a photo when I can do one properly of him. But
Hmm.
if I lost him, I would cry. But who would bring me the most joy after such tragedy would be Nas, and so that's why I grab him. Because these things, I've been, like I said, I collected in the '80s for a while. Then I stopped collecting things, toys, and then I collect again now. And in the '80s, I was like an inbox collector with all those Barbies, which are still boxed up. Um,
Hmm.
and it's a little sad because they never got played with. I never enjoyed them. They're boxed up. One day I will unbox them. But this time around, when I started collecting, I said, you know, I don't have anybody they're going to go to when I'm gone. So I want to only collect things that I will play with and have fun with. And
Hmm.
so I take everything out of the box, um, and I play with it. So to me now, at this point in my life, it's about what brings me happiness and joy, to play with, and that would be Nas, because these things, I'm old. I'm gonna be 57. I don't know how
What? No
true.
way.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 57. We have twin birthdays. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
57, and I'm thinking that's very close to 60. And when I'm 60, like, am I really going to be collecting these toys and doing stuff? Probably, because I always think I'm 19 anyway. But I probably should think about retirement homes
No.
for
Just
my
go like
future.
just even going through your feed, you can tell that you're having fun with this and it's creative. And I'm sure it's like a stress reliever for you too. Like
It's definitely
I,
therapy.
I'm interested in this. Can you tell me about this one? Because
Oh,
I
so
like.
that is a Barbie. That's one of the latest. one of the few Barbies I've purchased recently, and this is she's the Wicked Witch of the West,
Hmm.
and she was a pink label Barbie, and she's done in this. If you can see, she's got like the retro Barbie look to her.
She's beautiful. This
Yeah,
is
she's
is this is
really.
Elfie?
This is Elphaba, yeah, Elfie.
Elphaba? Okay.
So she's the Wicked Witch from the story Wicked,
Yep,
and
I've seen that play. Love it.
yeah, so that's her, and as Barbie, and she's got the green skin. Hopefully that shows up, the green skin, and yeah, she's got the little Barbie pointed toes. Um, she's very special. I got a thing for green dolls. It turns out because I like zombies and witches, and
Hmm.
but she's also, she's kind of sexy.
She
She's
is.
good
She's very
looking.
beautiful. That's
My
what
whole
it caught
thing
my
were like,
eye.
yeah, my whole thing with scary but cute and pretty. That's my
Hmm.
thing.
Are
So,
you are you excited about seeing? Are you gonna watch Wednesday when it comes out?
oh yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
excited about that. I love the Adams Family. That's something I really want Mezco to do in 112. I'd buy all of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'd buy all of it. I'd probably get
Yeah.
a couple of Wednesdays. Um, that and the Munsters. Please do both of those. And Bride of
Yeah.
Frankenstein, please.
So while we're on the subject, I have a question for you. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out a way to say it where it doesn't come off as like, like I said, mansplaining or any kind of like this kind of thing. But being a female in a male dominated hobby, I was wondering what's your take on it? Meaning, do all the guys seem like they're babies? 'Cause I can imagine like you said you're older, you're mature, you're female, and so looking at the community and not labeling anybody or particular people, but do you look at it and I guess do you feel comfortable in the community, and then also how do you view it as a whole, collecting in general?
Yes. So that's interesting because I discovered Mezco and, you know, because of the Pink Skull Chaos Club and the price point, I was like, how much?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
discovered The Amazing and his reviews.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
started
I've
watching
heard of
The
that guy.
Amazing. Yeah, really awesome guy. I
Yeah.
started watching his reviews, and through him and his Instagram, I ran across because, I had seen prior to this, I was in my little dolly world,
Mhm.
and I had seen like action figure stuff, but it was all that kind of like anime stuff, which I'm not into, and those female proportions are just
Yeah.
too much for me.
Like
And
over sexualized, like that kind of thing.
over the top, just risque. It's just crazy. I mean, I've gone into some shops and I'm like, what is that statue? Like, you know?
Yeah. Like a little bit top
And
heavy.
so,
You're gonna fall over.
yeah, so like, I'm like, those kind of boy things I want no part of. I don't want
Right.
to be part of that conversation. I know you had a Frazetta girl on, and she's all
Oh,
cool. I'm
Sarah?
so
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm so not cool like that. I mean, not in public, not in like, online. I mean, I'm a demure kind of person, and yeah. So anyway, I'm a prude. Okay. But
No,
anyway,
that's what I mean. Like, I,
I
it's
like
different, like
sexy, but
between
not
you and her because you're a
crazy.
collector. She's more,
Yeah.
she's an artist, and
She's in the
she's
art.
just,
Yeah.
and that whole line is kind of based on that. That's her grandfather's art. But I'm
Yeah.
always interested because we don't we don't have a lot of female collectors in the hobby, and I'm always
Yeah.
interested in wondering, because most of them keep you healthy. You're very active, very positive in the community, and I love that about you. But I always wondered how, being on the outside, inside the collecting community, what you thought about it as a whole. I mean,
Yeah.
like I
So
said, you're
seeing those kind of things, it made me very nervous. I started really getting into Mezco, and through D Amazing, I found Jason first, Jason B. Michael, and
Hmm.
he's so generous with his behind the scenes. And he
Hmm.
was so generous with that on his post that I finally got the guts to message him one time and ask
Hmm.
him some questions. And he was so gracious and so nice and such a gentleman. And through him, I discovered you, and also such a gentleman, so nice. And then I discovered like the Dork Lair, and different people.
Hmm.
And that whole initial interaction with you guys, I was lucky. I think I was very fortunate as a girl that you guys were the first guys I can't kind of um, had conversations with in the community.
Yeah.
And because of that, and finding out about the Facebook group, your Facebook group, I finally got the courage to say, okay, let me join this group because these guys are cool. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
cool. And you're like the only reason I'm on Facebook.
Uh,
I want no part of it,
no.
but I love that
Yeah.
group. I really love how you run it. And I joined a couple other little groups, but I'm pretty much only there for the Mezco 112. So I kind of tend to stay with that group. And it comes from the top down. So, like, the way you run the group, it really affects how well the group runs. And I really love it. I love your ethics. I love how you handle things. Things can get a little crazy in there sometimes, but overall, it's a positive experience. And I like that. And because of interactions like that, and with some other people like Boba Chuck and Rojo and um, Speed Kills and Chef Toy RD and people like that, everybody has been very kind and very nice, and we're just there for the toys, and I really enjoy that. And so that, as a girl, is a blessing because I had run into some of these other people. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if I'd stick around because
Right.
the doll community is really good too. I've made a lot of friends in the doll community, and I like that we're all there because we have a shared interest, and usually it's an interest that we can't really share with other people in our actual lives because they don't get it. They're like,
Hmm.
"How old are you? You just dolls? You take photos of dolls." Like they don't get it.
Yeah.
Um, so that part of the community I really like, and as a girl, I think I'm just fortunate that I met you guys first. People like Niels as well, very generous with his behind the scenes, and I've
Yeah.
asked him questions, early on when I was collecting, and he was so generous with information. And that, I'm here for that, and I love that part of the community. And I I don't have the skills, or at least the know-how. Like I think my stuff is like happenstance sometimes, because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. I think I just need a lot of practice, and so I'm just practicing. But if I ever get to where I feel like I could do behind the scenes, I would. Right now, the behind the scene is just like chaos. No rhyme or
No.
reason, can't tell you why. But I love that, and I really like the part of the community, like people like Anthony and Vigilante and Villains and Gose's Toys. He came through with Nosferatu for me, thanks to you hooking us up. And it's people like that um, really make me love this community and what it stands for. Helping each other out, because sometimes, like, we miss a drop. Sometimes
Yeah.
life happens,
Hmm.
and I'm really glad the crazy times during the early on in the pandemic where everybody stayed home and discovered toy photography, and then they discovered Mezco, and they discovered they could like buy it and sell it for 4 times as
Yeah.
much 1 minute later. I'm glad those days are
Yeah.
gone. because
Yeah.
those were ridiculous. And those people, they can be gone too because it's not what it's about. It's about joy and playing and that inner child and therapy for some of us. And,
Yeah.
just because we miss a drop, I try to help people when there's drops to let people know because, I'm retired. So I got time to be watching. It's refreshing. And so I've
Yep.
tried in the past when it was harder with Mesco to let people know that things are dropping like White Skull Agent. Because before White Skull Agent, I had
Hmm.
missed every secret drop there was. I had missed all of them. And somehow I managed to get on a wait list that converted, or I had a friend hook me up,
Hmm.
at a really great price. And that's what we should be doing as collectors.
Yeah. Is it? I can imagine it gets pretty competitive in other groups, but is your other group that you're part of, is it like that, more community based, or do you feel like it's kind of the same? Like people, I know there's always going to be that element of people
Yeah,
buying
there's
to
always
sell,
drama.
but
Yeah, there's
yeah, but is there more help, or is there about equal
So I've
as
been
far as?
lucky as well there, where I've met people who are really nice, and but it's competitive because like these dolls, it's one doll, right?
Mhm.
There's not like
Yeah.
five, there's not 100, there's not 1,000. It's one doll, and there are
Hmm.
some artists that like I can't even get in there. Like I would buy them even though they're expensive, but I can't
Hmm.
even buy them. Like sometimes there's lotteries you have to get into to purchase them. So
Yeah.
it's really hard. And I've never been part or really seen the drama, but I've heard of the drama
Hmm.
in the dog community. And there's been like a couple of people that are like really insanely um, shifty, can be shifty. You have to watch about that.
Yeah.
um, but overall, my experience is nothing but really great things. And I've made really great friends in there, and even the artists that I've been lucky enough to purchase from, some I call friends now. They're always really nice, and they also like will hook you up as well. Like recently, just like about a week ago,
Hmm.
my friend Retro Heart Life, she was paring down her collection and she had a couple of dolls for sale, and I was able to get these dolls they're the only two Mezco dolls I've ever wanted. I've always seen the LDD dolls, even
Hmm.
before I knew about Mezco, and I was attracted to them because they were in coffins and scary, but they were too
Right.
baby doll for me. They're a little too baby doll for me, and I wasn't
Yeah.
into that, so I would never pull the trigger. But I saw these dolls, after the fact, and they're part of their fashion victims line, Mesco's
Okay.
fashion LDD fashion victims,
Hmm.
and they're like the only two dolls I've ever wanted, and she had them, and I bought them. Thank you, Retro Heart Life, because I mean, look at this girl. This is
Oh,
one of them.
it's like a
She's like the
Beetlejuice. Yeah,
orange,
Clockwork Orange, a little
clockwork
bit of
orange.
Beetlejuice, and then
Yeah, I mean, she's
wow.
fantastic. And she comes with another little outfit and she has shoes and she's not super articulated, but
Hmm.
she stands on her own and you can take her clothes off. Like it has a zipper and you can change her clothes. She has a different little outfit. And this is why I think Mezco can really make some 112 girls that would be really great because I mean they all started with those LDD dolls, as far as like figures. I mean they had their other figures as well, their 9 inchers and stuff, but I
Yeah.
think their LDD was their bread and butter for a long time,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's a huge community for that. I don't know anything much about it except that it existed or exists. But
Hmm.
this fashion victim, Mezco, I'm so excited to have this because Mezco and a doll, like I've crossed barriers here.
You're like best
Very
of both
excited about it.
worlds.
Yeah.
How so? How
So
much
it's
does that go for? Like as far as like price range? Because I've gone into Living Dead dolls groups and just kind of seen like because you kind of want to not compare communities, but see what works in one community, and maybe that can kind of be brought over
mhm.
to because it is Mezco. But
It all
I've tried to go in there and see what the prices are for these. But a lot of times it varies. So what would be the price
yeah.
point for that?
So like those, it depends where you go. So like if you go to eBay, it's gonna be really expensive, and if it's like new in box and all that kind of stuff, like
Hmm.
I've seen my doll, she's missing her little bowler hat and the cane, but I don't care about that. Um, but new in box, she's probably like close to 200. Um, and I think retail they were like 9.99 at some point. No, and
Hmm.
I'm only the second owner of these dolls. Um, but I got these two dolls at a friend's price.
Yeah,
So it was a
yeah,
much better price.
yeah.
Um, uh, and I got two dolls, and the other one she's wearing roller skates, and she's a zombie, and she has pink pigtails. Um, I don't have her that close by, but yeah, but it just depends what somebody's willing to pay. That's what I tell people. Like the
Yeah.
height of the pandemic in Mesco group when it was going crazy, like I remember writing a comment that everybody that is doing this to make money off of this needed to sell real quick because that bubble was going to pop, and it did.
Yep.
Where people are
Yeah.
selling white skull agents for $800. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like nobody's
Yeah.
going to pay that now.
I I don't think a lot of people can because, I mean,
No.
if you look at the groups right now, I had mentioned this not in our group, but the other Mezco group. I said one thing that I think that a lot of people aren't taking into consideration right now is the cost of living versus the cost of figures, because cost of figures have
Mm-hmm.
gone up and so is inflation, and so it's not
Mm-hmm.
balancing out. We're getting stimulus checks and everybody had extra money because they weren't going out eating or traveling and doing stuff. You had extra income, and so you're able to do that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. And now they're raising the prices, and now everybody's got to get out and do their own stuff and live their lives. Holidays are coming, and I saw, and I don't price bash, but I saw something go up, and I just looked and I go, "You're not going to get that. You would have got that a year ago, but now people don't have the money to do it."
Yeah.
And so it is kind of a good time to be a collector too, because I've seen a lot of people get stuff. I saw somebody selling a Joker for less than retail in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you were looking for that figure and now's your opportunity to get it, holidays is always a good time to kind of look. Holidays, like Christmas, because everybody's trying to get cash or they're trying to make money to buy, family presents and stuff like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
tax time because they have extra money. But sometimes you can find good deals. But like you said, that those days, I honestly think those days are gone, except for I guess you would call the higher value figures, like the Grails.
Yeah.
Those are kind of hard to find. Most people hold those
Even
anyway.
those have come down. Even those have come down. I mean, it's just the way of things. It's just how it is with collecting, and like anybody that I mean, I understand if you're like trying to support your hobby through this. I
Mhm.
totally get that.
Right.
And I didn't realize it at first. I'm like, oh yeah, it's better to get two because then you have trade bait.
Yeah.
Me, I can't handle that whole going through shipping and all that. So I try not to have to ship anything or sell anything because I just
Right.
can't. That's such a hassle for me. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved with that. So I try not to do that.
Yeah.
But I can see that. But I have started to buy multiples of certain things. Like I bought three Eddies just because I knew I was gonna want like all of the accessories, and I wanted three Eddies to go with the three pink skulls and stuff like that. So I've
Yeah.
done a few things like that, and like Pink Skull's Gig from Hell, I got two because yeah, I don't want to have to buy extra crate.
Yeah.
And I can use all those pink skulls. I love the bodies, so I can put all my different heads on them, and I have these great clown heads that I need to paint up that will be going on those bodies. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's smart to do things like that. But like anybody that's trying to make money off of collecting mezco, I mean, that's really hard. That's a hard way
Yeah.
to make money. To support your hobby, totally, totally works. But to actually make money off of it, there's only X amount of people that want to collect 112 toys in
Yeah.
general. That's like a small market there. It's not a lot
Yeah.
of demand. It's not a Monet.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably thought that, but I think I personally feel it's in a better position now because you're able to get drops. Like people, I think I didn't check today yet, but before those pre-orders, they used to be up and they would only be there for a couple minutes,
Yeah,
whether they were regular or the other ones. And so you had to either rely on third-party retailers or the group sellers, which isn't a bad thing because those have benefits too. But you didn't have the opportunity to get that stuff. Now it's kind of weird because that stuff's up for so long and people are like, well, why is this still up? It's not selling. It's like, no, it's giving you an opportunity to be able to get it.
yeah.
And
They're
then
making
like
more.
also, yeah. And then also some of that aftermarket, elevated aftermarket pricing that's kind of like died down. So you can actually backtrack and get some of that stuff if you wanted it. And I think it balances out and it's good because you don't want somebody to come in, spend a bunch of money on a figure, and then they go, dude, I just spent a bunch of money on this figure and I don't even like it. You want them to have an
Yeah,
enjoyable experience. So it's just balance.
yeah. I think like at the height of the pandemic, Mesco had like an X amount of people that were into them, and that grew exponentially all of a sudden during the pandemic as everybody discovered toy photography,
Hmm.
and that kind of blew up. And so there was way more people buying than what they were used to producing and had ordered over a year ago to produce. So
Hmm.
that's why those things went quick, and because people were just buying like six or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
guilty. I was
so
guilty of that. I
what
didn't
what
sell it,
once
but
Mezco, yeah, once Mezco figured that out, they upped the numbers.
yeah.
And people would say like, "Oh, nobody wants this figure." I'm like, no, Mezco realized there's more fan base and more people that are wanting to buy, and so they've raised their numbers because Mez was on the Hangout, and he said they don't like keeping stock in the warehouse. They like to keep that empty and go in space ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
They don't like to keep a lot of back stock. That was a great show, by the way, Paige.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I like them all, but that one's a real
Yeah.
coup and one that people should watch if they're into Mezco because you get a lot of information there.
Yeah, there was a bunch. I'm not trying to, do this or anything, but man, that show, I think I rewatched it the other day because I was looking for some information, and a lot of the stuff I was sitting there, I go, oh, it's really funny because everything that he was talking about there is happening now, and there was a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
explanation about certain things and processes, and I think somebody had mentioned to me, they were like, well, they should try to do another one, or he should do something like that. And I was sitting there thinking, yeah, I think it would be good, but it's almost when you're watching it going, would he be repeating the same thing? So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that that was given, the opportunity was given because it does answer some questions. But more questions for you. You ready?
Yep.
I know what one of them is going to be. So I could say, I would say top five, but I know what one of them is, so we could say four. But what's your top five figures that you would like to see, not just from Mezco, but from any line? Can I take the
Well,
first guest? Tangerine.
yes. I definitely want her. I saw her. I want her. Do it
Yeah.
already. Come
Hmm.
on.
Yeah.
Put me out of my misery. I want
Yes.
to.
Yeah. So real
I
quick,
definitely want
PSA,
her.
if you're in the group and Tangerine goes up and somebody's busy like charting doing something, please make sure you tag Z in the group
Yes,
and make sure you
please,
say, hey,
because
go, 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 go.
I'm on a
Yeah.
different. I'm on a different timeline than Mezco, and sometimes I'm not even awake.
Hmm.
I'm retired, so sometimes I stay up
Yeah.
late and then I sleep late. But yeah, so Tangerine, basically female Rumble Society, definitely need that.
Yeah.
I definitely want um, Bride of Frankenstein, and I want the two Catwomen that I mentioned, Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt
Mhm.
versions. I want Uhura really bad. I'm
Oh
really sad
yeah.
that she
Yeah.
was never made, and I really want Zira from Planet of the Apes. Um,
Oh yeah. You know
our little
what?
kitty cat that passed away last year. She was named after Zira from Planet of the Apes. But I've always loved Zira, and I really want her. It's sort of the back of her head was teased in one of those photos, so I'm hopeful.
Yeah, and you know what? That would work out because they already did Dr. Zayas, and they're doing I know. I'm pretty sure it's a different timeline, but you know how they're
Yeah,
doing the 3 pack.
yeah, the 3 pack, and then they have separate. Oh gosh, what's his name? The dude
Dr.
separate.
Zayas.
No, the with the 3 pack, and then they had the leader dude of the
Yeah, I
pack.
think the one that was in all tan. I think that's that.
Not Cornelius, but the other guy from the more I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it
from
was
like
Dr.
Conquer
Zayas.
Planet of the Apes. They teased him as well. So it looked
Oh,
like a 3 pack in the orange jumpsuits, and then they had the other guy in the
oh,
green. I can't remember his name right now.
yeah. I gotta look that up. I remember the 3 pack. It's been so long. I was hoping that they
Yeah,
would
but in
bring
the
that thing out.
I think it was in the Dr. Zayas photos where it sort of teased like the back of Zera's head a little bit. Um,
Now
it
I'm
looked like to me
curious.
at least. But
I'm gonna go look
yeah,
that
I
up.
would love her. Yeah,
She would
I
go
like
well
her.
too with Conan. Like you could use it across other stuff too. You know,
Yeah,
doesn't she have like just like a fur kind of thing? Or like a kind of like a strap?
she's got like a robe, like a gown kind of robe thing, and that's the thing. I hope her clothes come off because I want to dress her in different things,
Remember, you said this, not
different
me.
outfits. Yes,
You said that,
I
not me.
said it. I like to dress up my dollies.
Yeah,
But yeah, and
I
as far as like horror stuff,
yeah.
I totally want them to do the Adams Family and the Munsters. But if I can only have one, the Adams Family. They did 5 points of matriculation. I have all those. They are awesome. They're based on that movie that came out when they
Yeah, the
were
animated
around
one.
that time, the anime movie, the newer one, and they're cool. I would love one based on the show, the TV show, the old TV show.
The older, the black and
Um,
white one.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
love that. But I mean, pretty much any version, they're gonna knock it out of the park, and I really want that. And I would love the Munsters because I've seen versions of the Munster online, and they're okay, not that great, and super expensive.
Yeah.
Some
I
old
can
ones that
imagine the
came
set
out,
though. Can you imagine that?
yeah,
Like a set? Like
I
I can't
need it,
imagine.
want it, dream come
Yeah, but I mean
true.
like pricing. I'm wondering if
Yeah,
I wonder
I
if it
don't
would be
care.
good.
I just want it.
I would too. I always think about like when they start like big teams and everything because you know it's almost like
Yeah,
you're kind of booked into doing the whole set because
yeah.
you know maybe somebody won't buy
I mean, even if
just
they did
Wednesday or Pugsley
Lily and Herman, that's good for me.
like
And
a
if they
start.
did like, yeah, Lily and Herman, do those two. That's all they're gonna do from the Munsters, and then from like the Adams Family for sure Wednesday, and then
Yeah.
I guess Morticia and Gomez. I mean Gomez, come on.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah. Or if I can only have one out of all of them, I want Wednesday. Just do a Wednesday.
yeah. I'm wondering because of the series. I mean, if you just started off with that, like you're just an introductory character, like kind
Hmm.
of like they did with the Planet of the Apes. You know, you just kind of like throw it out there
Yeah.
to see if it sells and stuff like that, and then just kind of going from there. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
love to see that.
because I'd hate it to be like Star Trek, where like I only ended up with Kirk and Spock, and really
Yeah,
sad. I didn't I didn't get Sulu. Sometimes I think about it, but there's no doctor,
yeah. They Dr.
and there's no
McCoy. I remember
Scotty,
with no.
you
I remember they were gonna do
and
the Trouble with Tribbles
yeah,
version, and they had the captain. I can't remember if it was the captain in the captain's chair or just the captain's chair, but they were
hmm
gonna do that. And then I was hoping that they would go with Uhura, but man,
yeah,
yeah, I think it was because it was so early in the line.
yeah.
They
Their
those
licensing
sculpts
probably
are
expired.
yeah, and those sculpts
Yeah,
are amazing. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, they're really
Uhura,
good.
that's like one I dream of. Yeah,
Yeah, on a new body. Well, even her, she was on like the older Catwoman body. I don't think it would bother me either. But I hope they redo Catwoman too. But
yeah.
you never know. I always say this too, and you kind of alluded to it, but I'm still interested in your final answer. Space or money? Every
Space.
collector of space? Yeah, because you have an awesome display back there. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
this is the
do
one
this,
room
but
in the house that my toys are in because my cats, they're naughty. They have knocked everything off, everything broken, gargled down, repaired so many times, gave up. Like we have nothing in the house, but we have kitty cats.
are they allowed in the room?
They're not allowed in the room by themselves. Sometimes I bring them
Exactly.
in here and they hang out a little
Yeah,
bit, but they're not allowed on the tables. And they can just live, can be in my lap, or they can walk around the floor for a bit,
yeah,
but then out.
yeah,
Um, no
yeah,
unsupervised visits. They're not
yeah,
allowed. So this is why I keep everything in this room here, and I've gone vertical, as you can see.
yeah. Like get down. These two right here. Because I'll open up Marvel Legends packaging, and you know the plastic part. I trained them now because you know you're opening stuff, you're just throwing on the ground, and I don't want them to get used to like just chewing stuff. So I have it now
Yeah,
where if I put it on the ground, but I go, they can get it, but they will never go into that room
yeah.
without me being in there because I've been
hmm
in there before, and you'll just see them chewing stuff, and you're like, oh God, I hope that wasn't Vapor's hands or something else that's going to cost me a bunch of money to try to replace. So yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta watch out for those little guys.
yeah.
Jesus.
I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I
um,
wouldn't either.
yeah. So you know, like I said, we've never had kids, so we don't have kids. So nobody's going to college around here. The cats aren't going to college.
Hmm. Yeah,
so so we don't have those kind of responsibilities. So we're the two kids in the house.
yeah.
So we have
But it's a
fun.
good thing though. It's a good thing. It
Yeah, it's
works
a good
out.
thing.
You know, you get to
Good
spoil
thing.
yourself. Treat yourself. Treat
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. That's why I found that meme that one time I posted in the group. It was so true. Somebody did,
Yep.
Gomez, treat yourself. Skulls, treat
Exactly. Yep.
yourself.
Mhm.
Yes, all about it.
Yeah. I have a big feeling though that there's going to be a lot of treat yourself pretty soon because we're in the fourth quarter and we all know that usually that's usually when they start kicking stuff up. So if you're looking for deals like we talked about before, I think the next couple months you're probably going to be seeing a lot of that stuff. I saw people selling stuff right now, but since we are talking about community, or at least I was talking about community and keeping things light and positive, right? So, what do you think the most? What do you like most about the collecting community? That would be the first part. And what would be something that you would like to see in the community that you would think would improve, maybe bringing people together or just making it a better overall community? I mean, I think it's good, but you know, there's always room for improvement. So, what are your thoughts
hmm
on that?
Yeah. So what I like is that shared that shared joy of the hobby and like being able to find your. I mean, I hate saying this word, but tribe. You know, like settle up. But you know,
Yeah.
other like-minded people who are geeking out, nerding out on toys, specifically Mezco 112. I love that. I love seeing people's like artistry through their photographs, and a lot of people are so generous with teaching you things here and there, and then also the artistry that comes from like the people who make dioramas, like Bobachek, Crashbox Customs. Um, I love people who are making the head sculpts. So I can't think of any names right now, but
Yeah.
and like different little 3D prints of stuff. I got some really awesome cones and a dynamite in the little blow up box. I forget what it's called, but and it had a
Oh yeah,
little
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
know
a
what you're
little
talking about. The TNT,
detonator,
like
a
the
little
yeah.
detonator, yeah, for Union G, and all those people, all that artistry coming out is really fun to watch. I mean, I kind of have an artistic background as well, so it's just very pleasing that I always say that this hobby of dolls, mezcos, miniatures has encompassed everything I've always liked in my adult life, you know, and wanted different hobbies of like drawing, painting, building things, and my past career. It's like I do it all in miniature now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all in one. So this room was dedicated like to art before, and now it's all in one. And I've always liked taking photographs, um, and I want to get better at it. And it's just all the hobbies now are rolled up into one. I used to have like all these different hobbies, but now they all come together in this one hobby because with the miniatures, you're like building. I mean, I used to build models in my career, and so they were like architectural models, so they weren't like exciting like these models, but I like that idea, and I like painting and coloring, and I like dressing up. I love clothes. I love fashion. I can do it with my dolls, and it's photography. It's all rolled up into one, and being able to share that with other people is really fantastic. And I've made some good friendships here and met some really great guys, and I feel very fortunate to have that as be part of my life on a daily basis because I can't always do as much playtime. And I mean, I want to paint all these things and I just haven't been able to do it. But
Yeah.
one day I will, you know,
Yeah.
just between the space, like the space I had to do things kind of got crowded with stuff as I kept collecting. And then
Mm-hmm.
also just time and just physically, I'm just not able to at some times. Um, but I like that I have that option to one day do it. Um,
Yeah.
and I like how people help each other out in the community, whether it's just answering a question or trying to get a figure at a good price. That sort of coming together,
Mm-hmm.
it warms my soul. I really like that. And as far as making the community better, it's something I learned early on. I mean, I go back to those AOL days. I can't chat with more than one person at a time. I just can't keep track of that. But I
Mm-hmm.
learned early on that when you're texting or writing, your jokes and your funniness doesn't come off the same way. And people
Yeah.
read it, and they read it in a certain kind of tone, and it
Right.
means certain. It triggers people, and so I've since way back when I started using those smiley faces for everything, so people know I'm
Yeah.
laughing or whatever.
Yep.
But that doesn't always come across when people are writing, and like places like the Facebook group. You have to remember there are people from all over the world in there, and not always is English their native tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and stuff can get lost in translation. So I think to make the community better, if everybody took a beat and just thought before reacting to certain things,
Hmm.
it would go a long way to help some miscommunication that happens. I mean, very early on in the Facebook group, somebody made a comment, and I was like, what the heck?
Hmm.
Why would you say that to me? And I had typed something out. I was like, what? I was just appalled. And then I took a moment, I didn't post it. And then I said, no, let me give this person the benefit of the doubt that maybe
Hmm.
it's lost in translation here. Maybe he's not a native speaker.
Hmm.
People have, other parts of the other cultures have different ways of communicating, more direct, Uh, Let me just answer nicely back and see what this is about. And I did. And I didn't send my original thing that I reacted. And instead, I sent, like, something, chill and nice. Turned out the guy was so nice, was a really cool guy. And I had
Hmm.
just read it totally in the wrong tone and
Right.
misunderstood what he was talking about. And it
Hmm.
was something actually very positive that he was saying, not negative the way I read it, negative. And he was actually very positive. And so I was very happy to know and learn that, like, yeah, just because you read it a certain way doesn't mean that person means it that way necessarily. There are some people in the group that do mean it, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, I always come from a place of, like, let me see what this person is really saying, because sometimes in 2 lines you don't know the whole story or what they're actually talking about or what they actually mean when they are being direct and ask you or complaining or something. And so I try to go in with, like, first of all, some facts. I like to deal in good information, not misinformation. I mean, there's a difference. You covered it in one of your shows with the Corys, where, like, there's a difference between you feel like it's been a long time and it's actually been, 12 months, not 3 years or something, you
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of things on PO and there's, like, you know, 10% of Mezco toys on PO, and it feels like you haven't gotten anything, but the reality is we've been getting stuff continually. Like, I get that because not everybody orders things and everybody's point of view is different. But if we
Right.
all took a moment to approach these things first by taking a beat and really thinking, like, I don't really know from these 2 lines what this person might mean
Yeah.
completely, and I might be misinterpreting what they're saying or trying to get across. Not everybody is a good writer as well. Not everybody is good at expressing their feelings. And if we just come back with a nice, chill sort of information gathering, if you want to be involved in it, not everybody does want to take the
Yeah.
time. But if you're
Yeah.
going to answer, come from a place like that, not a place of, like, you idiot, or why would you think that,
Yeah.
none of that helps the situation. And I try to come from kindness and try to understand, and I don't know what's going on with that person. I think a lot of people are frustrated, just in
Yeah.
life. I mean, there's the pandemic, there's job security, recession, all kinds of things, interpersonal, family. You don't know what the person's going through, having a bad day, and they just said something maybe they shouldn't. But it doesn't mean these people. I mean, these people like to play with toys. How bad can they really be, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
No,
we
yeah.
take a moment, you know, and try to find out, there are some people that you try and it doesn't work,
Yeah.
and at least you tried, And
Yeah.
if you don't want to try, you can scroll by. That's good too. But this commenting, basically pooping on people's fun, I don't get it. I know people are frustrated and maybe they're in there raging for some reason,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's appropriate. And I don't, if you want to rage, make your own post. Don't take over on somebody else's post, and because they like something or enjoying something, just crap on it. I mean, just brings everybody down. Nobody wants to see that. You know,
Yeah.
I, I mean, I know some people get off on negativity, but I think the majority don't want to see that. You know,
I think one
so
thing
that would
is,
help.
yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. Trust me. Yeah, I think, I think later on it'll be different when it's like this. Can you imagine? You know how like they kind of have the metaverse and everybody's kind of around. Even though you're in there virtually, you're still kind of around. You see people, you'll see their expressions and stuff like that. And I think
Yeah.
once it kind of gets to that, can you imagine having a bunch of screens and everybody's kind of talking, or you're
Hmm.
just seeing people say, "Well, yeah, I get it,"
I
because
get
it's
me
almost it's
personally.
overload.
Me personally, I get visual overload so easily.
Exactly.
I can't do it. Like I said, back on AOL, back on the day,
Yeah.
I couldn't even have two people chatting. I couldn't keep up with the chats. I can't keep up. Like I'm good one on one. So I'm really
Yeah.
glad it's just you and me. I know everybody else is here. Hello, thank you. But if I was talking to you all at the same time, I would be overloaded and I'd be quiet.
Yeah, but you'll be able to mute people. But you know what I mean? But you'll be able to see their faces and you'll be able to kind of tell and stuff like that. And
Definitely,
there's
it makes
more
a
of like
difference.
a yeah, a little bit of a connection, but I think that would change some things because like I honestly think that you wouldn't say some of these things to people directly
Yeah.
to their face. Or or if you did, I'm old school. And so if you said that to somebody in somebody's face, there was things that would happen afterwards. Like you'd either get
Yeah.
verbally assaulted or you'd get physically assaulted. So it made you kind of
Yeah.
think twice, and there's always the ambiguity of stuff like that. But I understand what you mean. I try to take that and be a little bit more patient too. I've said it before. I'm prior service, so everything's very matter of fact for me. It's time crunch thing too. So if somebody says something, I go, "Hey, no, it's this," and then somebody might take it the wrong way. It's not because I don't care. I don't have any feelings. Or I'm some kind of robot. It's just
Hmm.
I have stuff I got to do and I got to get it done, and it's direct and to the point as I draw this conversation out. But that's the way it is,
Yeah.
and so sometimes when you don't see that and you see somebody giving you an answer, it makes it feel like a lecture. I get it. So I try to take stuff like you just said and I go, okay, just take 2 or 3 steps back, be calm, and try to explain this for the fifth time to somebody. And, you know, so I get what you mean. We all have to have a little bit more patience. And I think it will probably help
Yeah.
that.
And don't be so reactionary. Just take a moment before you start typing that, and reread it and, project the kind of thing you would. To happen to you.
Yeah.
It's very, I'm very into treat others like you want to be treated. I feel like that karma is real. And I always say there's mezco karma, and there is mezco karma,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
good and bad. And I try to put out as much good as I can, and I feel like it's paying off. I mean, I keep winning things.
Yeah, I know. I noticed. I was looking at the track record. I'm like, she won she won that contest where you did the thing. You had the selfie stuff, but you put the glasses on
Yeah,
stuff like that. I was like, she won that. I was like, she won this. I was like, you won. God, I think it counted like 3 or 4 that I know of, and you
I
just
won
revealed that you won two
three, three
two
mezcos,
waffles.
3 mezco contests, one waffle, one waffle. I traded that waffle.
Oh yeah, the trade. Yeah,
Um,
okay, yeah.
but I won 3 mezcos. I'm waiting on the last one. It's going to be a Gomez. I don't know which one. I'm excited to see. Um,
Oh yeah, from the last.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah, White Shadow would be ultimate.
yeah.
I don't know.
God,
I just want the white head with the pink eyes. It's something I want,
hey,
but I
keep your
can't even
eyes open
find
in the
that head.
group.
Yeah, I
I
can't
might be
find that
able
head.
to.
I've asked around. Nobody has one of those. Um, it's too hard to break up that set, so I get that. Um, but yeah, with Mezco, I've won 3 times, which is very surprising to me. And like I've won with you, and even in the doll community, like I recently won a custom doll, um, G Baby dolls. I'm really excited because that's adult artist I really have wanted, and I can never get in there fast enough to get it all. So that
Hmm.
I won one, and she's gonna make one based on what I want is like really awesome. It'll probably come in next month, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, and it's real. Mezcal karma is real. So be nice.
Yeah, yeah. You never know. You never know who you never know who you might be talking to, and then that happens later when you might need that person a little bit later for something.
Mm,
Yeah. Oh God, this is awesome. I really appreciate it. I know that you don't do a lot of these, and so I appreciate you even coming on. I appreciate who you are and what you mean to the community. I'm not just saying that because little nerd thing. Usually I go in and I'll look at some analytics for the group and stuff like that. And there's always like people who post the most or who comment the most or have like impact in the group. And there's always a list. And I'm not lying to you, you're always in the top three. So I appreciate you and everything that you do. You are. I'll send you a
yeah,
screenshot.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
look at it.
retired.
No, well, no, just conversation. I mean, conversation, information, anything. It's cool, like, and you do it in a very fair and balanced way. You put information out, you have discussions with people, you want to hear people's thoughts. And so, I mean, I value you tremendously. It's usually like
Oh,
you,
thank you.
yeah, yeah, definitely yes. But it's like you and I'll probably butcher his name. It's Nick E. Benson and
Oh yeah,
gosh, there's
Nick
Boba,
is
always,
awesome.
always in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Bob
it's
is
all
awesome.
good quality people, and
Yeah,
I really appreciate you. I really do, and I appreciate you doing this because I've been wanting to have you on for a while, and I finally got
I know you've been asking for a while.
you. I know when you said
So
I do it
way
on
out of
Halloween,
my
I was like,
comfort
okay,
zone, people. Really out of
Halloween
my
did
comfort zone.
great.
Like you can talk to my friends from way back in college. I have two girlfriends. They're like my sister, and I was always the one with the camera. I was never in the photos. Like I don't like photos. I like taking the photos. I really hate video. And
You did
Paige has
two
been asking
hours.
for a while.
Yeah.
And my, it like after I saw like Boba's show, I was telling my husband, he's been asking me for a while, and my hubby, love him, so supportive. He's like, you should do that. You really should do that. I'm like, really? What am I gonna say? He's like, no, you have lots to say. You should do it. And I was like, I just have to get the courage. And then one day I was chatting with you on Messenger, and I was like, my husband's saying that I should like do this. I gotta figure out a way. And then it was like September, like end of September, and like Halloween popped in my head because I love Halloween. This is like when I'm the most active with photographs. It's just for me, Halloween is every day. So that everybody else gets in on it this time of year makes me happy. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, I know. I could come on the show on Halloween and I could dress up and I could, worst comes to worst, I'll put a sheet on and cut some holes out and I could be totally incognito.
Like nobody will know. They're
Nobody,
gonna know.
I won't have to worry. But yeah, I got a little braver and decided just to be like undead bride. But yeah, so thank you for allowing me to come on for Halloween because it made me really excited to join on this night because I love Halloween and I haven't dressed up in years, so this is really fun to dress up for this. Thank you for dressing up with me, and thank you for being patient with me till I got brave enough to come on.
No
And
worries.
I I don't know if I'll do it again just because that's
Yeah.
that's kind of my signature. I accomplished that. Okay, I'm done. Next thing.
It's it's good though
This is the
because it
kind of
happens for
person
the
I
one
am.
time. Yeah, it happened the one time, so it's like
Yeah.
and I know you said like pictures. These are great. I love these.
Thank you.
Seriously, I and 665. Holy crap, that's a lot. And I
Yeah.
love these. Honestly, I really do like my favorite because I know you said your favorite is. Hold on a second. Let me Scan it real quick. Everybody be patient.
There, you just passed it.
Yep. I was trying to go really fast.
Yeah.
I just saw you. I know it. Nope. It's
I'm down.
there we go.
There it is. Yeah.
Favorite, correct?
Night Fever. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
So if you're
Somehow
in
I
here
got
right
the
now,
lighting on that to work.
yeah, it's and sometimes like a lot of people don't understand like the struggle like it goes when people are putting their own photos together and their own personal preferences. And so when you hit it and it's just right, wow, this is
Yeah.
great. So if you're in here right now, of course, you know that tonight we had Coquette Minis, and you can go to Instagram and at Coquette Minis right there. Please make sure you like this photo because it's her favorite. Right there. Bam. Information. Everybody can look at this and screenshot it real quick. Boom. But I'll make sure all your stuff. I think I preloaded it in. And so the links to her stuff will be there. So please make sure, like I said, you go and you check her stuff out. And Minis, I'm so happy that I was able to have you on. Seriously, thank you so much because I know this was a big deal and I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you, Paige. It was really great to finally talk to you as well. We chat a lot, but talking to you is really fun. And thank you for everything you do in this community and for being so welcoming. I mean, on the Hangout, but just in general into the toy community. And thank you for all the work you do on the Facebook group because that's the only reason I'm on Facebook.
Oh, thank you so
you
much. Thank
and the
you,
way you run
Minis.
things.
There you go.
And thank you to everybody who showed up live or who's going to watch this later. I know you're all here and I can't really see the comments. I'm sorry. I'm kind of blind. But I will get back to you at some point. But I really do appreciate everybody coming out and supporting me because I know it's Halloween night and you guys probably have like, stuff to do maybe. So I appreciate those who are here and stop by. And thank you for that.
You're natural. You have your own show. I'll be seeing it pretty soon. It'll be live. You have your own show. Well, everybody is grateful for you being here. I see a lot of thank yous and awesome hangouts, and thank you for coming. So, star of the show, obviously, it goes to you, and I'm so thankful that you came on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paige.
All right, you guys take care. Again, remember, they're just toys, so have fun. Also, make sure you check out Coquette Minis, and her link is going to be in the description. Everybody be safe. No bag snatching. Yes, take care.
And happy
Bye, Minis.
Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Have a good night. Bye, Minis.
Bye.